What's up, Growmies? Happy Monday. We're back with another one. Today we have Madman, and we're going to talk about a little bit of the barbecues. Hopefully, we get to see a good amount of Growmies out there and for the event. So we'll bring him on. We'll bring on our guest. How do I bring you up? All right, there you go. I'll just bring them all.
Hello.
Buddy,
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
just chilling, huh? So,
It's good to see everybody tonight.
yeah. So, normally, back to the Monday schedules, going back to work and all that is such a drag. How do
Yeah.
you guys make today?
Not too
Today,
bad for a Monday.
That's awesome.
yeah, today was pretty easy. We just got back from Michigan on Sunday, so today was more of a relaxed day. Did some computer work, and then ACL, which is one of our Growmies, he came over. We went to lunch, talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and hung out for a little bit. Other than that,
Heck,
pretty easy myself.
heck yeah. How about yourself, Miss Dots? What do you do?
Um, just had work today, so had to come back and get ready for this, but really excited to talk. I just started some seeds yesterday
Hey,
actually, so hopefully they pop soon.
tell us a little bit about the seeds that you end up popping recently.
So I'm doing another photo run. I haven't done a full photo run since my very first run, so I'm excited to
Nice.
work with photos again. I have grown like one photo with a few autos before after that, but it's been a while. So I got a bigger tent now, so I feel like I can handle photos because my tent was like way too small for them before. But yeah, I'm starting just a bunch of random seeds that I've collected over the last year, but one of them is going to be the strain that I grew for the first time, which is pineapple sours. It's by Slaughter Genetics. I'm not sure if either of you are familiar with Slaughter Genetics. I've never heard of them, and I can't like find any information about them. But I just found
No.
some seeds from them. So I'm growing some pineapple sours by Slaughter Genetics, and then I'm trying to grow some diesel by Grower's Choice as well. And then I have a few seeds that I got from a friend that I'm trying to grow as
Okay,
well.
definitely. So it seems like you're pretty open minded to just popping, a little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, that's
Everything
how
needs a
I've
little bit
always
of
been.
love,
Yeah,
huh?
I used all the photos that I had left. I was like, we'll just see what happens.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm definitely excited. Definitely be sending you some genetics so you can try out. And whenever you get a chance, feel free and just go ham with it. Take as much picture as you normally would, and just have fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, what has been some of your favorite strains that you have grown?
So definitely so far, I think pineapple sours was one of them. I think it had like rainbow gelato in it or something like that. I think it has traces of like Girl Scout cookies in it. And I think maybe a little bit of sour diesel in it as well. But I love that strain a lot. And then I've mostly grown autos. So one of my favorite autos is probably Dark Devil by Sweet Seeds. I also like Black Cream by Sweet Seeds as well. And Double Grape by Mephisto Genetics is pretty good too.
Man, I have heard some really amazing stuff on that one. Have you got to grow that one, Madman? That double grape?
I believe so. I've grown a handful of Mephistos. I just had their Polar Bear OG, and I think it's Deja Vu. Is right? Is that one of them? Or I know it's a dark gray pack, but yeah, my last auto run was all Mephistos.
Heck
How do
yeah.
you like them?
Well, my plants were a little bit small, but there was one plant that did really well that had giant colas that I was really impressed with. But a lot of mine were just like I'd say like maybe like this tall, and
Okay, that's good to know because mine were pretty small too, both runs. Because I did Double Grape for two different runs, and they were both pretty small. So I was wondering if like maybe it was just me, but
no,
Yeah.
I've never done autos where I've had a massive plant. It's always been photos. Now there are growers out there who do really well with autos. Now I've had some
Yeah.
tall, but I've always found like if I was gonna like look for like heavy yielders, more of your photos only because you can really control the veg period. You know, with the autos, I mean, I've had some that were as tall as this Puffco that flipped into flower, and I was like, son of a bitch, dude.
Oh,
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what am
I
I
was
gonna do with
so
this?
disappointed.
It's like one little thing, and it's like already starting to flower. Does that happen to you too?
I haven't had one that small, but I have had some experiences where I was definitely disappointed.
Yeah, CC's good with autos.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a lot of different factors with autos, and since they auto regulate, sometimes I think it's more about the individual seed than it is like, you know, a breeder's problem or anything like that. Because I've had great success with autos. I just, in my opinion, I feel like um my autos are my like set it and forget it. Like I'm just gonna throw them in the tent. You know, they do their things when they're ready. I'm ready to collect. And then with the photo periods, I try to be a little bit more thoughtful. Like, oh, we're gonna trellis this. We're gonna train it like this. You know, we're gonna do this. You know.
Yeah, I definitely feel like my photo run was a lot more difficult. I mean, to be fair, it was my very first run ever, so it was just
Well, that's
difficult, period.
awesome.
But I definitely did have to like trellis it, and I had to like bend the stems and everything because like I said, my tent was just way too short, and the plants were getting too big. I flipped in the flower way too late, so I definitely learned a lot from that first run, though.
That's great. You know, I think one of the things too is just getting that first run done and just understanding how the process works. Because when I first started growing, there was YouTube and that was it. I didn't know anybody else that really grew. And I didn't even know where the weed was going to come from. I thought it was the leaves that you smoked. Like you collected all the leaves. So, you know, that just shows you, you know, how much I knew about weed other than smoking it before then. Plus, I was also a late smoker. But with your first harvest down, how are you going to set up your next run?
So luckily I have a taller tent now, so I can grow photos larger. So I hopefully these seeds pop. If not, I have a friend that has a few clones, so I'll get some of those from him. Those are photos too, and some of the same strains that I'm already trying to germinate. So if the seeds don't pop, I'll definitely plant some of those clones. But I'm really not too sure how this grow is going to grow. I mean, I have how it's going to go because I have different equipment and everything. So it's definitely going to be another adjustment period for me, but I'm really interested to see. I've got a bigger tent. I've got some different lights, different, equipment. So we'll see what happens.
That's awesome.
Heck, that's definitely a new journey to be looking forward to. Like I got
Yeah, I'm
to
really
see
excited.
through your Instagram that not only you grow cannabis, but you cultivate your own food and stuff like that, and
Oh,
it's
that's
been
cool.
awesome. I saw that you made your a couple pizzas, and that was fucking sick.
Thank
That's
you.
what this
Thank
is
you.
about. You know, being able to grow
Yeah.
and to be able to produce something to cultivate to eat, and it's not all about the cannabis, but that is what we're here for. But yeah, I was like, it's nice to know that not only being able to grow cannabis, but you can grow fruits and vegetables, and those are the things that are day to day, either for one is consuming or family members that can eat.
Yeah, gardening definitely got me into growing cannabis, I really believe. I feel like it gave me just a little bit of confidence, a little bit of confidence that I needed just to get started. But yeah, and even during the process, just knowing how plants grow in general, and like just like having learned a lot of lessons from regular gardening, I was able to apply some of those lessons to my grows. So I appreciated having that knowledge.
Yeah,
Agronomics.
it was
But
pretty nice
I
when
will say, learning how to grow weed is a whole different ball game. Like it honestly taught me how to be a better gardener. Like I never paid attention to like pH or anything like that. when I was gardening. But now, that I know it's so important, especially with growing weed, like I definitely try to dial in a little bit more with like just my regular plants. So it's been useful learning a lot about weed and being able to apply that to regular gardening too.
Heck yeah. So like, what are some of the amendments or feedings that you like to use? Or some of
So
the products?
I actually grow hydro, and I've never been able to grow in soil successfully. So if you guys have any tips, I'm all ears. I've tried a few times. I think one of my main issues is overwatering for sure. And then aside from that, just not having the right amendments for the soil. And I guess maybe it's not broken down enough by the time it needs those nutrients. But when I'm growing hydro, I use the general hydroponics nutrients. And that's really all I've used so far, honestly. It's been working out pretty well for me. I'm definitely open to trying other nutrients as well, but it's just been working out for me so far. So I use a couple of different nutrients from them.
Heck yeah. Yeah,
But
it
I
was
will
like
say for me, sorry. I will
yeah, it
say
was
for
like
me, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for me, in hydro, I know like some people are intimidated with hydro because of like root rot and all that comes with that. But I've been able to get away with having pretty high temperatures in my buckets because I use HydroGuard, which is like this beneficial bacteria that kind of like just eats away at the bad bacteria. So I've been able to get away with having, like I said, those high temperatures and not really having much of an issue with root rot.
Well, I'd love to put you onto a product too, which is Hygrozyme. And Hygrozyme,
Yes.
do you use Hygrozyme?
I heard of it. I was actually just talking about that with somebody today. I was like, I really want to get into it. Like I've heard it from somebody else that it was really useful. So I definitely want to. I actually think I might try that this run instead, but I'm not sure.
Well, Hygrozyme has a couple of different products. They're one of our sponsors to our roadshow throughout this year. And one of them is Hygrozyme, and that focuses on cellulose and cellulase. Cellulose is the dead root matter that you were just talking about that's coming off the root, and cellulase is the enzyme that is in Hygrozyme that eats at that dead material. And then another great one that would be good for you is High Shield, and that's actually great to protect against heat stress. It's like insurance for your plants, and not only that, but with that, you can use it as a foliar spray. It can increase the terpene value. And what's cool about it is it uses chitin shells, and it simulates the attack on the root system. So it overactivates the immune system. So when it does get attacked by stress or bugs or whatever, its defense is way more capable. And then another one you should think of too is High Clean, and that's going to specifically eat at all the mineral and salt deposit buildups in your lines. Because I now am trying out the Autopot system mainly just because I've done the pumps and everything, and I'm just on the go too much. I need just something where I just fill the reservoir and it does its thing, let as little input as possible because I'm just never here essentially. But and then they also have a new product called Hygro Punch coming out, which is really cool. But I definitely recommend them. And they're great for hydroponic because that dead root matter will just take out the entire plant, over time, and it shortens its span, it stunts growth, does a lot of nasty things.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate all those recommendations. I'm going to have to take note of those. I honestly haven't really experimented with too many other products like that, but I definitely want to get into it.
And what's cool about Hygrozyme is it goes with any nutrient blend, and it's all organic. So nothing is like chemical based in that sense where it's not organic. So, yeah, I use it in all my gardens and all my stuff. So,
yeah, I can't wait to use it this round with the Autopot. So, like you were mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I finally got to get a little sample of all of them because I've only got to try out the hydroben or something like that, the beneficial bacteria.
Yeah,
But
hygroben
this
is a
time
micro
around,
beneficial.
and so yeah, like you mentioned, this time around I have all the 4 bottles. So I'm gonna be looking forward to trying the high shield with the cleaning solution, like you said, to clean, keep the system nice and clean. Uh, use the hygroben again to help the beneficial bacteria, and what is it, high shield for the
I
roots.
showed you.
And what is it, like also like a silica? Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the nutrient buildup is an issue that I have had pretty often with my grows and hydro. So I definitely will have to take note of what was that product that you said is good for the
Well,
nutrient buildup?
high shield can break up lockout. So high shield will be great if you're having problems with lockup. High shield and hygrozyme are going to really be beneficial to make sure that does not happen. And if it does, it can be broken up. So that's one of the benefactors of high shield too. That's why they say it's like insurance for your plants because it protects it and prepares it in so many different ways by causing those extra stresses using those chitin shells.
That's really interesting. Yeah, that's definitely an issue that I've been having with my hydro grows. It definitely stunts growth too. So I'd have to figure that out.
Well, what I'll do is after this, I will get your social media handle and I'll do a personal introduction to Leanne for you, and she can give you more information about their products and really help diagnose what you think would be best because they're a great company. They're Canadian based and they've been wonders to our road show. So only have good things to say about them.
That's awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's what teamwork's about. We're here together.
Yeah, the
So
community has been so supportive, honestly, and that's a big part of the reason why I've continued on this journey. But it's really inspired me too to help inspire other people to get started. Like, there's like I don't know about like you guys, but I definitely was really intimidated at first. Like, I thought that growing weed was only for experts and stuff like that. So like, I was terrified of getting started.
let's just put it this way.
No,
Growing weed is for like beginners. It is such an easy, resilient plant where you can cut its head
It
off and
is.
it'll still continue to grow. Honestly, I feel like people should learn how to grow weed and then focus on other plants because, like you said, before you grew weed, you didn't care about pH or these other inputs. You were just like growing to grow whatever. And even me, I agree with that statement where just growing in general has made me appreciate plants. Like I thought, plants were for old people and weird guys, and now here I am. The first thing I want to do is show my plants to people. So I
Right.
definitely feel you on that statement that it really opens that door.
yeah. To be honest, I was thinking that it was just like the older dudes that just fucking been doing this since they were like probably 13 years old, and they have the knowledge and they don't want to share the knowledge. And I'm
Yeah.
like, get the
Yes.
find in the mountain somewhere deep and look and go on and learn. To be honest, so like that's what it was. And I went on YouTube, but like, what the fuck? This is all over. This is this easy, man? Like, now the next thing was hunting to be able to find the genetics, and then jump on Instagram. Met a couple people, and then they put me on the right steps. Besides, my brother hooking me up with some beans, but that's besides the point.
You're funny.
So, what you looking forward to this season?
Definitely to see how big I can get these photos to be. Um, I
Yeah.
have no idea when I'm gonna flip them to flower, but we'll figure it out. I am a little bit worried though about them getting too tall, but hopefully I can get it all worked out.
Are you doing like a scrog method where you're just, continuing to bend down those branches and have them go vertical, side to side through a trellis, or how are you
That's what I
having them
want to
set up?
do.
Yeah.
So like the first time I grew photos, like it was a complete mess. Like I said, I flipped them way too late, and so like they were like an inch away from my lights, and I had to like just bend the stems. I got those like little plastic clips or whatever that just bend them at a 90-degree angle, and I was just putting them all over the plant. But I also was using just like a net. But I do want to use the scrogging method though. That's something that like I wanted to do back then, but I never got the chance to experiment with it because I didn't learn about it until it was too late. But yeah, so that's definitely something that I want to experiment with this run. I'm just not too familiar with the method, so I definitely need to do some research.
Well, I can definitely give you some great feedback and advice. One of the things too is there are points where it's too late in flower where any like high stress training or any like serious manipulation or like heavy defoliation where you're cutting away parts of the plant can become a stress and then delay the flower process. But there are parts in veg where you can do what's called, so you have low stress training, right? So low stress training are like the LST clips that you're referring to. So they bend the plant over at a 90-degree angle, but what you're not doing is you're not breaking the cell wall by putting a crease in it. Putting a crease in it and doing a hard 90-degree angle is called high stress training. And the difference between that is a little bit more aggressive and the recovery time is a little bit more. But these plants, you can take the stem and bend it in half, like, like this, like a 90-degree angle. Oh, even though it fell, like a 90-degree angle, and it'll still grow perfect as long as that that stem doesn't separate from itself. I've even had stems where the stem was like this, and then during training I actually split the stem down the middle, so that, like, imagine my arm being the rest of the stem and you have 2 points like this all the way straight up, maybe like 6 inches of a full split right in the middle of the stem. Plant grew wonderful and it flowered amazing, had super dense buds. The idea that you're too late really kind of resides in like the flower period. In veg, what you can do is if your plant is getting too tall, you can cut the heads off the main stem. And what that'll do is that's going to stop that vertical growth, and everything else is going to start bushing off because there's no more main stem. And the point of like low stress training and scrogging is we want to make multiple main stems that support the weight and the structure and the size that can carry those big buds, because the whole point of bending those plants down is to build an irregular structure that has structure behind it, that the light is able, one, to penetrate better, but two, you're able to design it so when that weight does come down, all those bends support that. Because a lot of times what you'll find is the plant will spend more time trying to keep itself up than actually growing the bud, because now it's too heavy, and you go in there and everything looks like a cat jumped through your garden, but it's just really the weight of the flowers weighing everything down. So that structure building where you're at right now, as long as you're in veg, you have tons of ways right now to still manipulate that, give yourself tons of time for like a 2-week recovery, and then go right into flower. So, I would think of it like that too. Is when you're in veg, you're in a very safe space, because as long as you give about 2 weeks, most recovery for the plant system will be, taken care of. It's when we're in late flower, anything that we remove from the plant is not coming back. So if we take all those leaves off at a certain point, the plant's not going to develop any more fan leaves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what I would consider. So this way you maybe don't feel so like, oh man, I guess this is it. You could be like, okay, well, I could do this, plan a 2-week period, and then that's when I'm going to flip the flower, and that gives you more time.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And that's something that I definitely missed on my first photo run. I definitely started, I waited until like late into flower to even start really training them. So that's definitely something that I have to switch up this run, but we'll see though. Like, I mean, I guess it's growing for a year, so I have no idea what this grow is going to look like since I'm doing another photo run, and I know photos can be a lot more complicated. I never really had to train. They're more forgiving. Autos. Yeah, they definitely are. And you talking about splitting the stem, that's actually something that happened to me with my very first run. I had split the main stem as well. And so that was like my first glimpse of like seeing how resilient the plants can be. So.
Yeah, most people are like that same 90 degrees. I purposely do it. Like whenever I want to see something stop growing, I'll literally just go over there and just and snap it and kind of like roll it in. So therefore
Yeah.
it doesn't completely snap off, but it's just kind of dangling. And within as soon as that light pops back up, you just see it rise, and it's just right there praying. Next, you know, it'll build a knuckle in that spot where you weakened it.
It's sending like growth hormone or something, right? To that area where you damage it. Is that what's going on?
I'm not too sure exactly how that works, but yeah, like it pretty much like I bandaged it. I put some duct tape, and just so because I saw some liquid coming out of it. As soon as I removed that duct tape, it had a nice little knuckle right above, around the stem, and it
Hmm.
was stronger. I noticed that the stem also started getting thicker,
Yeah, that's what happened to me
which was
too when I was bending mine.
Well, even
mhm.
in the human body, your bones are the same way. So, like, let's say you broke your wrist. Like, I've broken both of my wrists because of the break and the way the bone heals. Your bones will actually grow back stronger than they would have been if they did not break. So, it makes very much sense. Plus, another thing too is we've all done the duct tape and typing it up. But here's the thing: the biggest thing is just stabilizing it and then giving it time. As long as the plant does not separate from itself, and there's still like it could be like this much material that's keeping the plant together. You know what I mean? It'll still grow and it will heal itself. That's why I said these plants are so resilient. Like you can fuck up so much and still get a good outcome. You can make a lot of mistakes, and that's why these plants, this is how you should learn to grow. Is something that is so forgiving. You know what I mean? So I agree with that.
Definitely. Like I have a couple of them that are just growing in a cloner right now that were size of my pinky, and now they're two of them are full size plants. They look like they could be transplanted, but they're just rocking in this cloner, bro. Just keep on rocking it. I kind of like her idea of doing the hydroponics though. I want to be learn a little bit more into that. But that would be after this live in soil run. See how this one works out.
So what do you
So
usually
tell us,
amend your soil? Sorry.
oh no, you're good. Like tell us a little bit of some of the tips that you had to learn on your own, or you end up learning through YouTube with the hydroponics.
So with hydroponics, pH, I mean, I'm sure it's important with soil too, but with hydroponics, it's really important to make sure that you're on top of pH. It can lead to lockout and things like that if you aren't on top of that. So that's definitely one of the main issues that I have every grow. I'm like, I gotta dial in my pH, and I still struggle with it. So that's probably the most important tip that I've learned. Other than that, just finding some type of product, like we were talking about earlier. I use HydroGuard, just some type of product to help avoid root rot, or just doing whatever you can to avoid root rot as much as possible. Um, but
But
other than that, honestly, just getting started and just going for it. And not, I'm sure that's with soil too. Like I, if I had waited any longer, I wouldn't have the experience that I have now. And I've learned so much in just a year of growing. I've learned so much just my first run. So if I prolonged that, I wouldn't have all this experience. I probably wouldn't be talking here today. So
no, yeah, I totally feel on that. Yeah, I feel like definitely, you know, going for it is definitely the way to go. You can read a bunch of books, but at the end of the day, trial and error is what's gonna get you the real experience at the end of the day.
yeah, that's how it
Um,
is for me personally. I've just always been like that. And I think that's why gardening made it a little bit easier for me to just get into it. Like even with my very first run, I was already kind of experimenting with things that nobody's really experimented with that often before. It's
mhm.
just kind of in my nature. So like, but you really do learn a lot by just experimenting and just going for things. I mean, even with regular gardening, there's so many things people say you can't do. And I'm just like, let me try it. And a lot of times I end up doing it successfully anyways.
Nice. I saw that you collect pretty much a little bit of all your seeds from all your gardening. How long does that take to collect everything, or do you do it in sections?
I do it in sections depending on when the seeds are ready to be harvested, but usually it is like sometime towards the end of the season, like August, September-ish, when the
No.
flowers have dried out and everything, and then you can collect the seeds. But it's actually, for some of the plants, it's really simple. You know, you just pluck them right off and stick them in a
Yeah,
container.
I got to
But
saw some of them that you like that. I was like, that's sick. It was like, they look kind of like little needles, porcupine needles. And just
yeah, I
pop them
didn't
out.
know anything about like how seeds were harvested before I started doing it myself. So that's something that was really interesting. It's interesting to learn about too.
Nice. I was like, what's your favorite flower?
My favorite flower. I like cosmos a lot. I also like lilies a lot, and there's a vining flower called wisteria that I really like a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Nice selection.
I've heard of the
So
hysterias.
the mysterious.
Yeah,
Don't you
wisteria is
normally
really pretty.
heck well, I did want to mention. Want to give a little shout outs to the sponsors that are gonna be for the barbecue smoke and smoke out. So for bronze, we have Farmer Freeman and Happy Place. I believe we have Sabrina Hawk Group and Grow Depot. For silver, we have AZ Meat, BNL, and Affordable Automotive Repairs. We got also Root Nerds, yeah, Dream Builders, and for the gold, we got Pink Sloth. Definitely want to give a shout out to all you guys for being able to make this event happen, especially for Madman, like putting everything this together, bro. You're awesome. You're definitely for a good cause, and everything like that is very important. And you're like putting the community together, and is I feel like it's gonna be an amazing event. Hopefully, we can continue to have stuff like this available. So
Well, I very much
I'm good.
appreciate that. It's going to be a very special event. There's a lot of people who are not in the cannabis scene or even cannabis smokers that are going to be attending this event. We have a lot of nonprofit leaders. We have a lot of women in business. I mean, the event is truly pretty much a women empowerment event, and it's going to be very big. And hoping and expecting this to probably be one of the biggest shows that Homegrown has seen, basically because of what it stands for. I mean, not only is this for breast cancer, and we're raising close to $1,500 to $2,000, but we are also celebrating and bringing awareness to domestic abuse. And we have nonprofit leaders in both sectors that are going to be there that are female. We have multiple speakers. We have food trucks. We have free food. The event is free. We have a swag bag that's available. There's going to be raffles going on through the days. We have a barbecue competition, which we still need volunteers for. We already have 17 people signed up to be volunteers at this event because people believe in it so much. People are bringing sides. People are just literally out of the woodwork, reaching out and offering things. So, yeah, this event is going to be very big. And what's really cool is it's a way to really bring cannabis to a professional level by really involving real people, real things, but to show the community that we're a cancer community. There's so many people in the cannabis space that have either survived cancer through cannabis, used cannabis during cancer, have lost a loved one to cancer, so there's just so many big things that this stands for. And that's why when people are are trying to understand the value of this event, this event, even though it has my name on it, this event's not about me. This event's about all the courageous people out there that are battling cancer, and the way that we can help bring awareness to a lot of different things in a very short period of time. Plus, so far we already raised $991 in cash, and my goal is to raise another $1,000 before the events end on October 12th, which with the raffles, the tattooing on site, all the things that we have, I definitely think that's going to be doable. I mean, that would be awesome. My first event, $2,000 raised for breast cancer. We had 420 pounds of free food delivered, and we had close to 300 people at my first event. And all the public speakers and everything, it's going to be really, really cool. So if you're in the area, please attend to the event.
That's so awesome.
Oh, thank you. Where do you live? Where are you out of?
Yeah,
I'm in Virginia.
hopefully you're.
Wait, you're in Virginia? Where?
So I'm in like close to Northern Virginia. I'm like an hour away from DC.
I'm an hour away from DC. I live in Fredericksburg.
Oh, I live in Stafford. That's crazy.
Well, actually, I am technically in Stafford because I'm near Quantico. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, we're neighbors.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we'll definitely have to do a meet and greet over at a hydroculture or something.
Yeah, I love agriculture.
And you got to meet my beautiful wife, Lacey. You probably get along with her very well. So she's my right-hand woman to life and business. She's my business partner. And you can thank Lacey for all the King Palm stuff, because she's the one for a lot of this swag and all the stuff that's going in the bags that we're giving out for free. Well, not for free, but for the $20 donation minimum, always requesting more for breast cancer. Is she's the one reaching out to a lot of these customers. So even though you don't see her in the forefront with me, she's in the background doing a lot of great things. That is so cool. We definitely got to do lunch or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting to meet growers in this area. So that's really awesome that you're not too far from me.
Well, you know what I want to do is we got to get you on another time to be in this podcast room with me and tell your story, just like you're doing on Green Years. So, you know, because this is where, oh man, hold on, my camera's not on.
No, gato.
I can't believe you live in Stafford. That is crazy.
That's insane.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah. That's awesome. I was like, it's pretty awesome that you guys are in the same spot. Like, and hopefully we'll be able to meet at the barbecue. That, like you said, it's gonna be a free event, free food. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of Growmies, a barbecue competition. So if you got some cooking skills, come on, bring them up.
Where is the event?
It's gonna be in I'm not sure if it's in Richmond, but could be wrong.
Okay.
Well, he's fired. Well, he's fired. Right? I'm just kidding. Yeah, he doesn't even know where the event is. Bam! See, this is the podcast studio, so you'd be sitting right there.
I love it.
Yeah, this is where we have all the fun stuff. But it's at Homegrown VA, which is off of Arlington Boulevard. It's right next to the Diamond in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
VIP starts at 11. The main event starts at 12. If you want to compete, do you do vegan?
I don't actually, but I can eat. I have eaten it before. Like, are you talking?
Okay,
about,
well, the thing is, see, we only have 2 people signed up for the vegan category. So if you want to win about $1,200 worth of prizes, that's the category I'd enter, because there's not a whole lot of people in it.
Okay.
Sorry, ACL. I need people to sign up. He's my second person in the category.
Oh, fucking.
But we got the brisket, the pork butt, the ribs, the smoked chicken, and the vegan option. And each winner here, I'm just gonna run through since we're on the topic anyways here. Okay. No, I don't. Remind me later, bitch. If you restart my goddamn computer right now, I'm gonna lose my shit.
And so what day is the event?
October 12th. It's a Saturday. It's 3 weeks from now.
Okay.
Let's see here. So, if everybody wants to know what you are entering to win for, this is it. All right. So, here we go. So far the swag bags, and this is not all the items that are in it. This is just some. We got Fast Buds 420 seeds. We got Hygrozymes Hygro Punch. So you're gonna get a bottle of Hygro Punch. You got the Smoke Busters tea. You got a whole bunch of King Palm products. You got accessory products from all my travels. There's going to be items that we've collected from the different states and different swags. We got Farmer Freeman stickers and coupon codes. And right now for the winners, we have Natural Mystic Bong with a lighter and rolling tray. We have an Aero Mixer with coupon that gets you a free Aero Mixer original unit, Fast Buds 20 seeds and care package, Dojo seeds, Wonderkind hemp derived gummies. You get the indica, you get the sativa, and you get the hybrids. You get tons of King Palm swag, and you saw that blue box that I opened earlier on my reel. That's going to be super cool. You get a big sample box of Hygrozyme. You get every flavor of Lane's barbecue sauce that A to Z Meats carries. You get an HLG grow light. You get a mini fogger. You get SoFem seeds, and you get a 5-pack sex testing kit from Farmer Freeman. And there's more prizes coming. That's just some of them. So like I said, it's going to be close to $1,200 worth of prizes per category. So 1,200. So you want to enter some competition so you can go home with all that swag.
And that's awesome. Gonna be sweet.
Yeah. And also remember, right now we've sold almost 40 swag bags. First come, first serve on the t-shirt size. So it'll be the size up if we run out. But that's why it's important to sign up now. But yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. And if you're not attending the event, you can still order a swag bag. We will ship it to you the week before the event. So you will have it as well. So it's really cool.
That's really cool that you put that together, though.
Well, here's the thing. I've been trying to do this for 3 years now, and I've failed twice before. Last year I did this. Only one person signed up. So far today, not including vendors, which we have 23 vendors, we have already 87 people signed up for the event. We have 17 volunteers. We've sold 24 Madman Plant jerseys, and we've sold almost 40 swag bags. So what's really cool was the first time I tried to have the event, it didn't work out. Second time I had the event, only one person signed up, and then this time I tried to have the event, and I just killed it. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people is it's just consistency. But before, the event was just about cannabis. When I made the event something that was not just about cannabis, that I feel like has a bigger meaning and purpose, the event got bigger. So, that's also something I learned is when you do something with intention to provide value, people perceive that and want to be more a part of it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know if I would have any volunteers. I thought I'd be doing it all by myself. And then people just started signing up, so it's just one of those things where it may not work the first time, just like in gardening, with your plants. It may not work the first time, may not work the second time. But if you have good intentions, you stay consistent, and you're really coming from the heart, I believe that finally at a point you will get what you want. It's do stick around for that.
That's awesome.
It's awesome that you live so close. Like, I could probably meet you at Target within 3 minutes, and it would probably take you 3 minutes to get to Target too.
Like, it's a small world.
You gotta see her and say, like, hey, I know you. I don't know you, fool. Oh, I was wearing my mask that day. I swear. No, I don't know you, man.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't know any other growers. I'm surprised you didn't even know I was from Fredericksburg.
Yeah, Yeah, I had no idea. Honestly, like I follow a lot of growers, but I really haven't been able to find. I mean, I'm sure like there are a lot in my area, but I just haven't been able to come across any in my area. But it's something like I've wanted to like be a part of a meetup or even eventually host my own meetup one day with growers. So that's really cool that you're in this area.
Are you coming to Strange Fest this weekend?
I'm not sure. I was considering it though because I didn't go last time.
Well, you'll meet me because my booth is set up there. I'm doing my podcast there.
Okay.
Yeah. Pink Sloth is the sponsor of my event, and I'm the sponsor at their event, and they're awesome. And Strange Fest is not a cannabis event; it's a music and arts festival. So there's going to be families and kids, but it's at Strange Way Brewing for anybody that doesn't know, and it's real close to here. And it's going to be an awesome event. You should definitely come and at least say hi.
Yeah. Well, what time is it? Sorry.
It goes from 2 to 11 p.m., I believe.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty late. Okay, I'll see if I can make it there then.
Oh, yeah, please do. And then when you grow, and also when Greenier gets here with Grownomics, you should come over on one of the nights that we do the podcast, and we can finally get all this room filled out with people here. Because not only that, but my friend is driving down from Connecticut. He's going to, and I think my friend from California, Dojo Seeds, William, he's the owner. I think he's flying from California to come in, and he'll be staying with me as well.
Yeah, I'm down. Just let me know.
Oh, and then we'll also get you introduced to Hazy Garden. She's an awesome grower. She lives here in Culpeper. Her and her wife are awesome people. You just got to start coming to hydroculture and getting connected. So,
yeah, I've been there a few times actually. I don't know the owner's name, but he's really nice. Like
Paul, he's the co-host to my show.
Oh,
he's
really?
When I'm out of town, he takes care of the plants.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he probably doesn't know me, but if he sees my face, like he will definitely recognize me because I was in there all the time asking him questions.
That's even better. Now you'll know him directly, dude. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a swag. What he's talking about is we're gonna be doing a swag bag party where I'm gonna supply the weed, the pizza, and the soda, and we're all gonna sit down here. Greener, you're gonna be a part of this too, so you know. And so is Grownomics. And we're gonna fill swag bags. So if you want to come over for a swag bag filling party, let me know because we'll definitely invite you.
I'll let you know for sure. But yeah,
That's
I'm definitely
easy.
down. Anytime you have anything going on, like I'm always down to meet new growers and connect. So
perfect.
Is there any shout outs that you'd like to give?
Definitely AZ Grows. She's a grower in Arizona. And she's been like just so supportive of me on my journey. She's super awesome and she grows herself. So yeah, az.grows. I think it might have a few S's, but yeah, she's really awesome.
Yeah, well, if Paul is here messing with my gear, Root Nerds, you can tell him to install the autopot correctly because I got yelled out online because he put the tube in backwards. So, question for you. So, how long have you been growing, Dot?
So I tried to germinate my first seeds in March of last year, but it took me like 6 months to actually get the seeds to, get past the seedling stage. So when I actually was able to grow and have a successful run, those seeds germinated in August of last year. So yeah. So I've been growing since then.
That's fantastic. What would you say your number one thing about growing is that you love? Like, if you narrowed it down to one thing.
Just seeing the way the plant grows. I mean, and I've been in gardening for so long and I've grown so many plants, but I still say to this day, like growing weed is like the most fascinating plant for me to grow. Like nothing looks like it in my opinion. And like just the different colors and like I love trying to bring out the different colors and like getting different genetics. to bring out those different
Right.
colors. But that's the most exciting thing for me. I love growing perp too.
They were the dark purples and those crushed lavenders where it almost looks black. I
Yes,
know
yes.
exactly what you're talking about.
Right now, the Defiant ones, man. Fucking one of them purpled out so crazy, and the other one had like the red with the purple fade, and then the yellows. I was like, man, this is like beautiful fall colors. I was like,
Hmm.
gotta love these plants,
Yeah.
man. They get so frosty and just each one have their own little unique look to
Yes.
them. Can't wait to smoke your ass.
Yeah,
That's the best part.
if I could get back the Soulfire Creature Panic that turned literally red in my last grow, I'd get that back. As I'm so mad I didn't do like a clone of it or something, because the way the whole plant turned to like a Japanese maple, like red. It was
That's really
amazing.
cool.
Heck yeah. Well, definitely appreciate you jumping on. I'll be I need to go roll something up, man. I'm about to probably hop in the other phone so I can smoke with you guys. I'm not sure if you would like to roll something, feel free.
Thank you, but I did boot up already before we started.
Nice.
I already loaded up.
Yeah, I'm smoking on
Heck,
my Creature Panic that I just harvested, and it's amazing.
So, do you guys have a favorite strain that you've grown?
Well, I guess it's just you and I now. Hello.
Hi.
So my favorite strain is probably the Cherry Avenue by Envy Genetics. I still have seeds of it. I've grown it out before, and it was amazing. It's almost like a Tropicana cherry, slightly different,
Mm.
and that's probably one of my favorites. And that's the only seed that I had that I'm just so scared to germinate because I need to get more because Envy Genetics isn't around anymore.
Oh,
So
really?
you can still buy their seeds, but they're in limited quantities. So
Mm.
once they're gone, they're gone. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm trying to hold on to those because eventually when I do get into like crossing and trying to get all fancy with breeding and doing all that crazy stuff, um, that's one of the ones I'm going to be using.
nice. Yeah, it's like the one that I personally like that had like more of a gassy but cakey smell was ice the ice cream runs with the wedding cake. And
Mm.
so far that one's been like the only one that produced it like the heaviest, biggest nut besides the bubble whip. Only like the one that reminded me closer to something that like I've smoked about 12 years ago. And kind of miss like those old strains like the King Louis, the Sour Diesel, the Skywalker, and all those things. Those are the ones that like I got first introduced into, and that like literally tore my ass up. Every a bowl or whatever, they
He
were
said that
strong,
shit tore his ass up.
bro. Yeah, I was like I was introduced on how to take a proper bong hemp. Freaking grabbed pretty much a gram, grinded it up, packed it in the bowl, and just straight one shot clear. And just like hold it for the 1 second, 2 second, whatever, just release. After that, you're fucking like literally blown. You feel so much pressure in your head. You're like, fuck. And since then, I was like, I just want to be able to repeat that same method. But some of these strains, like they're super tasty. Some of them get the medication where I wanted to, but I haven't found anything like what I missed. Hopefully, I'll keep I'll keep on popping some beans until I do, and clone the fuck out of that one.
It's like I'll clone the motherfucker if I have to.
I will, bro. I will.
He said, I will. I will.
Yeah. Well, definitely appreciate everybody hanging out today. Definitely gonna gonna go roll something. If you guys want to jump on Discord, I put the link on the chat. We can either
Yeah.
meet up there and continue the party where we just smoke, chill without no questions. We just be free. And if you want to show off your garden, feel free and show it off.
Yeah, let's definitely get connected, Dot. That's great that you live nearby.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm down to hang out anytime.
Awesome.
Let's go. That'd be sick. Yeah, that would be some good content right there. You guys hanging out, making the show,
Hey, in 3 weeks we'll all be together.
bro. It's coming up.
I know.
It's coming up.
Very fast.
Man, can you believe how time just flown by, bro? That was months ago that
We started
got this
or
started.
started promoting late April, early May is when we started promoting it. But that's what it takes. A lot of these people that I see, they try to hold these events and they're doing it like the month before. Now these events have to be planned like 6 months in advance, a year in advance, because it just takes so many benefactors to make it like smooth. Like, yeah, we can all have an event and show up, but the level of organization, the level of intricacy, the things that are being put into the event, you know, this is really designed to be empowering. This is all about, my hair is pink, my shoes are pink, the jerseys are pink, the banner's pink. There's just so many things that's just tied to women empowerment. And one of the things that I'm really, aiming for too, as a kind of a voice in the community, if you will, I guess, is that women also have a huge role in the cannabis scene. And a lot of women, especially when the ones I talk to on the show, and even some of like gas lamp seeds, they're a seed bank. And even them, they don't get the level of credit or the level of appreciation sometimes that men do in the community, especially when it comes to higher level of like science or gardening or education or academia or whatever it may be. And that's wrong. We're all learning to grow this plant together. I had this dude come on and try to like pretty much say, oh, we've been growing from the 70s and everybody's a plant killer today. And it's just like, dude, there's no place for that. There's a place for opportunity, because at the end of the day, we're still fighting a stigma. So we kind of need all hands on deck. And remember this, there are more women than there are men on the planet. You know what I mean? So, it's great to be able to put everybody on. And as a guy who's really focused on women and women empowerment for this event, I think that's a great opportunity too, because it gets the appreciation going. Once we can be more appreciative for each other and the values and the qualities that we do bring, the better off we are to work together. There's too much sectioning in cannabis. You have different like zones. You have like your growing, like your consumer, like your hydro guys, your soil guys. There's all these different like segments that you can put people into. And the problem is it's getting, it divides more than it brings together, because it's even when I was in the Jeep community, if you didn't build your Jeep in your wife's living room and use her oven to put the heads together, then you're not a real Jeeper, because you put ducks in your dash and you make your Jeep all customized. That's destroying Jeeping. They're real Jeepers, or we didn't care about stupid ducks. You know what I mean? It's the same concept, just different arena. It's all this a man-made hate for what people have going on. And it's frustrating because a lot of us, like me, I suffer from mental health. I have anxiety, I have depression, I have ADHD. And for me, I'm doing the best I can. And at the end of the day, this isn't a me versus you. This is a me versus me. At the end of the day, what kills happiness, accomplishment, and drive is comparison. And I have to remind myself too to not get tied up in thought, because a lot of your activity and negativity comes from your thoughts that may not even be real. and that's why this event exists, because it's not just about cannabis. It's about people, the people that grow the cannabis, the people that are healing. We have a woman who's coming to this event who just almost 3 weeks ago now was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she's going to have to go through certain types of treatment. And she's going to come to this event because I encouraged her friend to encourage her to come to this event, because at this event, there's going to be the Pink Ribbon Boutique. And they're a store that's located in Fredericksburg and a nonprofit. And they provide prosthetic breasts, and they also provide bras, garments, clothing, medical, or not like medical, but physical and psychiatric services to women to get them back on track, to get their identity back, right? She's going to be able to come to this event. She's already in cannabis, be able to smoke, and be able to get connected to all the right resources way before she even really starts her journey in breast cancer. How amazing is that?
That's
By
awesome.
just attending an event, she now is going to be resourced with tons of women, survivors, campaigners, much, much more, and all that love and all that attention. And then she's there too. And we have a couple of surprises that day. There's a lot of meaning and value in this event. It is not just like one or two items. And when you come to the event and you experience it, and some of it will be shooting, we're going to try to have it live. We'll see if it does work the way I wanted to. But a lot of this you're going to be able to see in real time, and you're just going to see the level of impact this has. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emotion, especially when the public speakers are talking, and it's just going to be a great, great thing. So I'm very excited about this, and I can't wait for you and Grownomics to be here. Flying you out and Grownomics was an opportunity that was crowdfunded. The community paid for your ticket. We're just matching the money.
So much to everybody that donated and everybody that's going to be literally
I'm going to tell you on your live with everybody watching why I chose you. Mainly, I think that you're a great person, and I think that you're a very kind-hearted person. I think you're very hardworking. You've put your family first in a lot of different situations. You don't bring drama. You don't bring excuses. You keep to yourself. You're probably you're way more humble than I am. Let's just put it that way. You have a lot of great qualities about yourself. And I honestly believe that you deserve to be here. And that's why not only did we invite Grownomics, but we invited you, because I truly believe in the person that you are. You've been on my podcast. I've told your story. We have a great connection, and it's going to be an honor to have you at my house. And I have a really great surprise for you that you don't even know about on one of the days for you and Grownomics. So it's going to be very, very cool.
Aw.
Bro,
This is what it's all about.
I'm not gonna tear up on the live, all right?
You've already done that on mine.
But no, bro, like seriously, being able to meet so many members of the community and being able to hang out with you guys like this, hopefully, like you said, 13 weeks from now, we'll be able to do this in person. And it'll be
13 weeks, 3 weeks, dog.
3 weeks.
I was like, wait.
I need to smoke.
13 weeks till October.
I'm prepping out, bro. You're making me nervous. You got me over here all emotional and shit.
That's what I do.
Shit. That's enough of that ooey gooey stuff. But yeah, definitely thank you much for taking time out of your day to come hang out with us. Madman, you're the man, bro. Thank you again for coming out.
Well, it looks like all three of us will be there, so that's even more amazing.
I'm looking forward to that. So,
oh yeah.
So, big smoking.
Thank you for having me, though. I really enjoyed speaking with you guys and connecting.
Yeah, same here. I'm so glad that I know that you're close by. This is amazing.
Awesome
Can't wait
opportunity.
to have you show us your progress on the new babies. See how they're coming along.
Me too. I'm excited.
Yeah, let me know whenever you're ready. We can set that up.
Definitely.
Well, thank you, everybody. We're gonna call it. We're gonna go to Growmie Talks Discord and hang out, smoke. If we don't show up, then we'll go to Madman's. Either way, we're gonna hang out on Discord. Laters. Want to show off a little bit of the things. We got Growmie Green here, TMLC. This is the one of the night. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.